Hey, so it's the same deal today.
Yeah, why don't you just turn it off, Mike?
What do you mean?
I mean, you don't just just use the camera with your own background. No, no fancy stuff.
Yeah, but I think I just get blank at that point. Let's see. Last week they asked me a bunch of things that they never asked before.
No, that wasn't them.
And I did some things that I hadn't didn't have to do before.
You shouldn't have done anything.
I know, but I couldn't get on without doing that though.
Well, whatever that was, it wasn't. It wasn't Google
I
Meet,
know.
that's for sure. But they ask you.
No, it was just stuff about like the video camera and stuff like that.
Oh,
And it was like a lot allowed. I never and put my name in. I never had to do that before.
huh.
And then you couldn't see me. So I was like, forget it. I don't remember how any of this shit works, man.
Using Windows, huh?
Yeah,
No, I don't know. I haven't used Windows in like 7 years. I hear it's pretty
me either.
crappy.
I haven't been using Windows in probably longer.
What are you using then?
Well, it was on my Mac, but you guys couldn't really hear me.
Oh, you got a Mac?
The MacBook Pro,
Oh, I really don't know anything about that.
which I've had since 2011.
Hmm. Hmm.
Clicking shit, seeing if I can get off this fucking background.
Well, you look like yeah, it looks like I'm talking to a greenhouse.
Yeah,
I'm talking to
I
an
can see
empty,
that.
a haunted greenhouse.
Haunted greenhouse.
It's a haunted greenhouse. What else you been doing?
Let's see.
Well, I can hear you. I mean, fuck it. I mean, it ain't like anybody's gonna watch this fucking thing anyway. So,
I know.
what you been
I know.
doing? What you doing over there?
What I've been doing?
Yeah,
Just a lot of driving.
yeah. Eesh.
A lot of driving, man.
I
Uber
sign in a lot
driver.
of Uber drivers.
I, I, you ever do a reserve, like when you reserve a ride?
Um, you mean like for later?
Yeah. Like if
No,
you wanted to ride
like to the
tomorrow.
airport or something like that. No,
Yeah, whatever.
no. I usually I just open the Uber app when I need a ride. I never really.
People do
I
that.
know it exists,
People do
but
that. People who live out in the country and
mm.
stuff do that a lot.
Oh yeah,
And
that's not a
other
bad
people
idea.
do that who have anxiety,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
they have they know they need to get somewhere tomorrow at a certain time, so they'll reserve, but it's a lot more expensive to reserve,
yeah.
and, and but it's good for the driver because we get paid more.
Well, it would make sense, man, because like where I live, Uber drivers are all around me all the time, you know. But
Yeah,
you go out into the woods, yeah, there's like nobody. You gotta.
right.
There's no cars around you, so
Yeah.
yeah. I thought about that because I was gonna take an Uber to like George's or something, and just be able to
Right.
drink and do all that shit. But that fucking,
Yeah.
getting an Uber out of Foster might not be too easy,
Right.
Like
Really going to Foster wouldn't be too hard, but getting a ride
yeah,
Foster to back would be
yeah.
a lot worse.
I haven't never tried it. Next time I'm up there, I should just open the app and see how it is.
Yeah.
Not have to get a ride.
Yeah.
You can see what it's like there. There might be more. I don't know. Maybe there's more Uber drivers up there than I'm just imagining. There isn't, but there might
No,
be.
my guess would be that there wouldn't be many at all, if any,
Yeah.
you know, if any. There's a town about 20 minutes north of here called Milton, and it's like being in the middle of Maine. There's
Mm.
nothing up there. And I had a reserve yesterday. This guy up in Milton needed to go to Dover, which is south of me, to go to the train station. So I picked him up, and turns out he was from San Francisco, and he's just visiting friends all around New England and relatives. And so I drove him about 20 minutes or so to the train station. Had great conversation. Uh, you know, and reserve riders usually tip better too.
Hmm. Well,
So
I think if I used it to like commute Uber, I'd be less tippy.
yeah.
But
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
occasions I do it, I give him whatever the max is. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about anything
Yeah.
else. The guy picked me up and got me there, so anything else doesn't matter. You know.
It's weird. I've never worked. I've never like had tips be a part of my work situation before,
Oh
and
yeah, it's a
it's
bad
very
situation.
it's strange, man.
Yep.
Because it's like some people you think are gonna tip don't tip,
Oh,
and
it's bullshit.
some people you think will never tip end up tipping you all the time. You
Yep.
know,
Well, the
I got
milkman
this
was like
one.
that, Mike. Oh.
I got this one repeat customer, right? With I bring her to work. She just works at a convenience store, you know,
Hmm.
but she always stops at Dunkin' Donuts on the way in to get her iced matcha, right?
No, brother.
And, and then she every time I pick her up, and I've probably picked her up 4 or 5 times, she mentions she has OCD, right?
Yeah.
And uh, and she's got to round out my tip. So I get these really weird amounts from her, right? Like she's got to round it out to an even number,
Yeah, I get
you
you.
know.
Yeah.
So I get like 978 and weird shit like that, you know.
She's giving you the change. Just the loose
Yeah,
change, Mike.
but it's got to be rounded out, you know. It's all done through the app. It's
Yeah.
all done through the app,
Oh yeah,
and
I've taken Uber plenty. Um,
it,
it's something that that you even have to do it. It's a tough gig now. Everything. I mean, it's gonna be your car. It's gonna be your insurance. It's bullshit. Hey, Mike.
Hey boys, how you
man,
doing?
good. How you doing?
All
Uh,
right.
it's me and the
Just talking
greenhouse,
Uber.
the haunted greenhouse.
Where's Mike?
He's there.
I'm in
He's a
here
haunted
somewhere.
greenhouse.
I'm
Huh?
hiding behind the plants.
Yeah, he's a plant. Like he's a
I'm
plant.
hiding of him.
He's a
I'm hiding in here.
he's a potted plant. He's a he's a chameleon.
How you doing?
Chameleon. I got
Yeah, that kind.
I got 100 years of solitude. I was just
Nice.
looking through it. So I'm ready for
So you're a
that.
bachelor. You're a bachelor now, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Nice.
Your wife in Italy?
My wife is here.
Yeah, you're a bachelor.
Yeah.
You living alone by yourself like a bachelor.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hoo hoo.
Temporarily bachelor.
Yeah. I gotta make my own food.
A lot of canned peaches and beans.
Oh, I'm done with that. I moved on.
But she misses you. She misses you so much. She's gonna watch this just to see you.
No, my wife has never watched 2 seconds of this, unless she's walked into the room and gone, "Oh, that's nice," and then left.
Yeah.
I think she was kind of in it when we were in Italy last.
Yeah.
I think she walked by. No, my wife's camera shy. She hates cameras. Yeah, don't want. Nope.
Me
Get that
too.
away from me.
You too. Hence the greenhouse.
You take a picture of him, and well, she likes. Like I said, you'll like this. In 10 years, you're gonna love this picture. Right now, you hate it, right? But you wait. These
Yeah.
kids get better.
We told Geraldine. Geraldine would always like as soon as you point a camera at her, she'd go
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And we told her like we've got 20 years of pictures of you, but every single one of them is.
I've got.
I
I've
said
got,
you look better if you just let us take your picture.
I used to surprise. I got a bunch of them. I had that 35 millimeter camera, and I knew how to. I would just throw it up like this and go click. I just had it. I had actually. I knew just how to do it now. And the best one is like your sister, Colleen, right? She's in your kitchen over on 94 when you lived over there, and the first picture is her with her eyes like this. She's like this, and then she's like this, and then the last one she's got a broom, right? The last picture is a broom coming up towards the lens. I got a couple like that. I just go click, 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 and they just attack me. Some
If
people
you,
really
if you
hate.
get a few, you can get a few candidates that way.
Oh, I
Me
got
and
real
Joanne
good
have
pictures
this.
of them.
We got this thing we do where if I'm taking a picture of her, she's always like the first picture is always stiff, right? So I always take a picture and say, okay, here's number two, and then she always laughs, right? When I say, okay, number two, right? And so
He
then I
said
get
number
number two.
two.
Number two, always better, right?
I would get them
That's
while
good.
they were laughing. They didn't even know I had the camera in my hand.
That's good.
I got my mother-in-law. She laughed all the time, right? Unless if you saw her pictures, she's always like this. She looked like the worst, you know.
Yeah, those old Italians, man, they all like got real serious for pictures.
Yeah.
Kind of like gangsters. You know, they always looked angry.
Not me. I got a picture of her smiling, laughing her ass off. I got her, and then she froze right after I clicked it. And that's too late. I got you. It's a real good picture of her. It's the only one in existence where she's smiling.
So I saw this meme, and it's about a restaurant somewhere in America. I can't find out where. And they don't have any chefs. They just have like a bunch of Italian grandmothers who each one comes in and cooks one night just the food from her area in Italy. And
That's
I thought,
cool.
that's an Italian restaurant I want to eat at.
Where's that?
I don't know. I tried to find out. The people who sent the meme, I'm like, where is this place? Please tell me.
Probably Italy.
No, it's in America.
It's Little Italy then.
Little Italy somewhere.
So Connecticut has the most Italian Americans of
Really?
any state. You would have thought New Jersey, right?
Probably.
Or New York.
Well, according to TV.
But it's Connecticut, and the number 2 is Rhode Island.
Oh yeah. Number 1 is this town I'm in. Yeah, it's true.
Johnston has many Italians as Brooklyn or wherever that.
It's a big vowel over here.
I was at a funeral in Johnston, and I hear this lady, Johnston lady, an Italian lady, talking to this guy, and she says, "Oh, so what's your name?" He says, "My name's Vincent." He goes, "Oh, I love that name." And I'm like, I said, "Yeah, it's a good thing you love that name because everybody in this room's named Vinny."
Yeah.
Ah,
It's Vinny Land.
Vinny.
We like that name. I only have one.
Vinny.
All the towns I know one Vinny.
Really?
For real, yeah.
Hey, I met a guy named Guido who was our age.
Yeah. How about that, huh?
So I asked him about, hey, what about in the 70s, right? Were you a Guido? He's like, no fucking way. With my name? I said, no, man, I was into Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
there you
into
go,
the disco
man.
thing. I was like, it's funny. We called all those disco guys Guidos.
Yeah.
He laughed. He thought that was funny.
That's cool.
That's what we called the disco guys.
Disco. Ugh. Platform shoes. All that bullshit, Platform shoes were great for sliding on ice.
Huh.
You could run towards it and just slide across the schoolyard on them fucking things. Yep. Yeah, pictures of me. The shit they put on me, man. Fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
It was actually a saving thing to have had gone to St. Philip's Farm. Everybody wearing the same shit, right? Except it was like paisley shirts and bell bottoms and just fucking whatever, all that shit, all those clothes. Oh my god, they were awful. It was just fucking awful. Yeah.
Yep.
Worth money today, man.
No, it's not worth anything. It's not worth a damn thing.
The shit we had to wear
Vintage
to
clothing.
go to OLP was just awful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
We
had
used
you had that coat with the patches on the elbows.
I had a leisure suit.
Yeah, leisure. I love that leisure. Yeah, go outside and get comfortable. You're never comfortable in a fucking comfortable suit.
One of the first days of school, Nakowitz made me stand up and said, "That's not a real suit. Don't come back here until you have a real suit on."
Oh brother.
So I had to tell my mom. She was fucking rip shit.
Yeah.
She called him up. I spent good money on that suit, and he's gonna wear that suit. She's yelling at them and
Oh, yeah,
everything.
look at that all year. He's got one, and that's it.
That's right.
Oh, and I'm not paying the tuition. You don't know that now, but later it's just going to be a big, not going to get anything. Teach my kid for free for a year, so fuck you.
That's right. You can't control them. I'm not paying.
Bro. I don't think I ever owned a leisure suit.
No?
I didn't think so.
Well, you ain't missing nothing.
You had the funky jacket for a while. Remember that?
Funky jacket? You got a funky jacket?
Yeah. They used to call it "Wear the Funky Jacket."
Was
They
it
used to play in the band back
Was it-
then. Wear that
Yep.
funky jacket.
Look at
Was
that
it-
funky jacket.
was it velvet?
It was just like an old man's suit jacket, but it looked funky on me.
Old suit jackets, old man suit jackets.
Yeah, but he wasn't an old man back then,
Oh.
So it looked funky.
so it looked funky.
Oh.
I don't think it was because of the way I smelled. I think
Well-
it was because of the suit.
Could have been. Could have been the smell.
You didn't quite have your personal hygiene all quite together back then, Mike.
Still don't.
Oh.
Still don't.
Hey, remember that time we played on the Mount Washington Ferry? I sat in with you guys, the Rusty Rock
Yeah.
Stars.
Yeah.
I
That
found
was a great suit.
I found a suit in Dan's. I was staying in Dan's cabin. I found some suit jacket in there.
Just found it?
That's good.
Yeah, it was just hanging up. It was just some weird suit jacket. It looked like I stepped out of Chicago, south side of Chicago or something.
It was a
It was
weird
like a
color
madras
too,
kind
right?
of. I don't know what you'd call it. It was wild.
It was like a pimp.
That was fun.
Pimp. Like it could have been a pimp.
That was a fun night.
A Rhode Island pimp.
Yep, I was pimping.
Yeah, it was a fun night, huh? I used to play on that boat every Tuesday night, and I think usually at least once on the weekend. It was a great gig.
Yeah.
First time I thought I was going to be sick. I mean,
Really?
I was worried. I was worried about being sick,
Oh man.
but I didn't get sick. I never got sick. But like, what happens if I get sick? Oh man.
It's a lake. It's not the ocean.
Yeah.
But it feels like the ocean now when you're out there.
Yeah.
It's a big lake, man. Winnipesaukee.
Yeah, but it doesn't
huge
get big
fucking
surf.
lake.
It doesn't, not going to make a ferry that big, be doing this.
Yeah. We're cutting through the ripples. These ripples are rough.
I've gotten seasick twice, and that boy, that's like the worst feeling in the world.
No.
Yeah. I was fishing on this boat, and I'm looking at the horizon, trying to keep your eyes on the horizon. And finally, the guys are looking at me, and they go, "You're literally green."
I'm Irish.
And I was feeling pretty bad. And then all of a sudden, I got a fish, and then all that went away.
Ah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Reeling in this striped bass.
Yeah. Didn't have to think about
Come
being at
back?
sea anymore. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Did it come back?
No, it was good.
I've been tested and I don't get sick. I've been tested hard.
Yeah, I bet you have.
I was on a ship where you're standing on one wall, then the floor, then the other wall, and then the floor, then the other wall, then the floor, then the other wall. It's just like just doing this bullshit. It doesn't just do that. The front and down too. So it's this and this. So it's like a thing like this. And when I put my sea bag down, 'cause I'm used to an aircraft carrier. We don't do that really. And
Right.
all of a sudden, my sea bag went across the room. I said, "Well, if I stay here, I'll probably come back." And it did. I just waited for it. It just slid right back to me and shit. So I'm getting used to this place, no problem. But I was waiting. I said, "I wonder if this place is going to do it." Because if I don't get sick here, I'll never get sick anyway. And nothing. Those guys was fucked. That was their ship. Holy fuck.
Both times I got sick was deep sea fishing. And I was just a little kid the first time, and my dad made me eat like this breakfast at like 4 a.m, right? It was sausage, greasy sausage. And went out on the boat, man. and I tried to make it to the. I think I made it to the restroom, and it just fucking projectile. You know,
That's my
same thing.
boy.
Second time I was an adult, but I don't know if I actually threw up, but it was really bad.
Well, if you threw up, you'd
Really bad.
remember it. I think. I kind of remember the times I chuck.
Yeah.
It's you know.
I've had the bed spins, which made me feel like I was seasick,
Huh.
and
Look at
that
all
lasts
shit.
just as long. Oh yeah, man. When you drink too much, you go to bed and you got to put your foot on the floor because the bed's like this.
Oh, yeah. That one
You never got that?
I have. I've got that one. I know. Yeah. There's like a hum too. I get a hum in my head. Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the pumps are starting.
Yeah, right.
Some of this has got to go, Dave. Maybe you should get back up. Fuck.
Never again, he
Oh,
says. Until
one
the next
time,
time.
me and a friend of mine, we were drinking whiskey and shit, and I'm in this empty storeroom, and it was a place where guys would show up, smoke weed and shit, you know. I'm sitting there drunk, and Tom's passed out. And this guy come in and I knew, right? So I found an old pipe, like a regular tobacco pipe, you know. It was old though. So this guy had weed, so he packed it in there. So it was going back and forth, and it starts to bubble, right? And I went, like that. It was just old tobacco and shit, right? So I handed it to him, right? He goes, ugh. He goes, God, that was awful. And my mouth watered a little. Oh, that was nasty. And some more, I'm like, shut the fuck up. And he goes, raspy. And I went, "Whoa!" And then Tom woke up just enough. He's still passed out on the floor. He's going, he's like laughing in his sleep. The word did it. So the word raspy. That got me. Yeah, well, you know.
I got really sick. One time I was a kid and I was riding my bike on Sawmill Road and I found a cigar, big one, and it was in the wrapper and everything, you know.
Oh. Huh.
And
Ew.
so I was like,
So
try
you lit
smoking
it
a
up,
cigar. So I lit it up, and
huh?
and I didn't inhale it or nothing, but
No,
man,
no,
I didn't
no.
realize that how much nicotine is in them things, you know.
Yeah.
And I got through about half of it, you
Oh
know.
God.
And then I got home and I was puking. I was so sick,
And you stunk bad too.
dizzy, and puking, and oh yeah,
Oh, you smell like a cigar.
yeah,
And your mother didn't smoke, so you know. That's what I mean. My father smoked, and everybody smoked. So me smoking, they never smelled it
yeah.
because it was. Oh, there was when I used to smoke over at St. Philip's when it was catechism, or no, light fires. I used to get fire smoke on me because I didn't go to catechism. I ran into the woods with Lee Gresco and lit fire, played with matches until it was over. So it was weird because now I smelled like smoke getting in my mother's car, and the thing is like they had that smoldering
Right.
garbage pit in the back, so yeah, smoke everywhere. You could smell like smoke. Nobody fucking noticed because the whole world
Smelled
smelled
like burning
smoke.
trash.
Yeah, burning trash, burning cigarettes. Everything smelled like smoke.
Yep.
I took off all the light switch, the plates off my house, once, and clearly you could see the ring, where the nicotine was on the
Oh
walls.
yeah,
and
yeah.
shit. Fuck. It was
That
just
can work
coated
against you,
everywhere.
man. That can work against you too, because if your parents are like professional smokers, like mine was, uh, they can tell the difference between a Marlboro and an L&M
Ooh,
400 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Hey,
ooh.
you're smoking. There's smoke everywhere. You're smoking in there.
Oh no,
There's
I didn't
fucking.
smoke in the house near him. I mean, it's just on me from the woods and shit.
I tried smoking. I tried smoking in the back seat.
Well, this is how you get caught, Mikey.
Yeah.
These things don't work. This is just all bad ideas, Fucking,
Yeah, the professional smokers, man. They can tell.
you gotta tell if a kid lights up in the back fucking seat, man. I mean,
There's a fucking amateur in the car smoking Marlboros.
You actually,
We don't smoke Marlboros. I can smell Marlboro a mile away.
yeah, yeah. There's a
We
cowboy coming.
we,
Cowboy
we
coming.
smoke L&M 500s up here.
We were in. We had this little
Who's
fort,
smoking?
and the Beaupre girls were smoking, and I wasn't smoking, but they were blowing smoke in my hair.
Oh yeah,
I'm watching it come out my hair, you know.
yeah.
Ooh,
And
that
I get
sounds
home,
sexy.
and my mother thinks I'm smoking because I fucking smell like an ashtray.
Also, there's probably still smoke coming out of your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would have gotten more trouble if you told them the Beaupre girls were blowing
Yeah,
smoke.
the girls were blowing, my hair.
Don't lie to me.
I'm in the woods with girls.
Well, I'm glad I quit that shit when I did.
Yeah, you did it right.
Way back.
I tried, man. I tried to get hooked. I just didn't like me.
Yeah. You know, it was weird. Even when I was hooked, like if I was tripping, I didn't like smoking. I liked I'd light a cigarette and, wave it around in the,
Oh
in
yeah,
the darkness.
Yeah.
But to actually smoke it, I didn't like it
I like both.
while I was tripping.
Make trails, make smoke trails.
It's weird, man. Sometimes, like me, my case, everybody in my family smoked, and it just didn't take with me, It's like I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have that gene or whatever.
Oh, you got it. You just
Right.
didn't commit to it.
I tried, man. I tried to like it.
Oh, you just didn't try hard enough. That's all.
Oh,
I
I
like
tried,
smoking.
man.
Nicotine's pretty easy to get hooked on. It's not. I don't know. If
I know.
there's- Maybe you got. Maybe
I-
there's somebody should study you. Like,
Maybe.
like,
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
find out
Someone
what's
should
going
definitely
on
study
in there.
Mikey for a lot of things.
Open things up. Mike, for what? It's got the cure to fucking cigarette smoking.
It's in there somewhere.
If there's a
Just
cure,
gonna
if you can
uncover
stop people from smoking, the tobacco company will come for you and kill you.
Yeah, you shouldn't say this in public.
You shouldn't
man.
say that. You should say you have the secret to get
They're going to
people
kill
off
all
of
your
tobacco.
offspring.
The secret is I didn't like it. That's the secret.
Yeah, you don't want them to know that. No.
Oh, I liked it.
Like-
I was smoking pot first, so I had to get my lungs used to it. When I first smoked cigarettes, it was burning and made me gag and stuff. But after I got hardened up my lungs, I used to enjoy a cigarette.
I started
After
smoking.
you're working, you sit back and you're like, it's like a reward. You smoke a cigarette, look at your work or whatever. After a meal, a cup of coffee,
and
drinking.
Coffee and cigarettes.
I was smoking since the day I was born. I'm pretty sure the doctor that delivered me was smoking a cigarette. And there's probably was smoking cigarettes in the car on the ride home. I
yeah.
know that was going on. I wasn't strapped in, and I was probably on the floorboard. Yeah.
Same
I used
here.
to. Oh Christ! I used to hate it when they'd light up in the winter in a car. Not just one,
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 men or women. There it is. Fuck me. Oh God.
Or how about this? My father would go to the bathroom first thing in the morning.
Oh,
He'd
yeah,
have kids
yeah,
smoke
yeah.
at the same time.
Oh, that smell is unique. That's
Oh,
a unique
God.
one. Yep. Smells like cigarettes and
Some of these
ass.
outhouses on the job sites are like that,
Yeah.
Outhouses are bad enough on the job site. The porta potty,
Yeah.
they're bad enough, right?
Yeah.
And then some asshole got to go in there and smoke while he's dropping a douche, And
Yeah.
it's
You would
like,
think
what
that
the
would help
fuck?
it, but it don't.
Like-
It makes it worse.
He'd go in there and his stale cigarette smoke and what he had for supper last night and what he had for supper all week. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it smells. Lots of smells in the 60s and 70s. It was pretty smelly. Oh, not to mention pollution and lead gasoline. Oh, man, there's all kinds of shit going on. Yeah. People would just
That
burn
was weird.
anything.
When I went to Hong Kong to smell exhaust, the exhaust smelled like when we were kids. Diesel smoke and gasoline smoke exhaust,
Yeah.
leaded gas. They were still using leaded
Third
gas.
world.
They had
Third world country
everywhere.
smokes, man.
Everywhere smells like diesel outside of here. It's weird. Like when I smell diesel, I think Philippines or even Italy. Just
Huh.
that's the smell. It just goes
Third
along
world
with it.
country smells.
Diesel's everywhere.
What?
My sister-in-law had a Peugeot that was diesel, and I didn't know for a long time until she stopped and got diesel. The thing didn't sound like a diesel, didn't smell like a diesel. And,
Oh
it's
yeah,
just-
those are nicely built cars.
yeah. and another my other brother-in-law, he had propane tanks in his trunk.
Propane.
Yep. He could switch to it. He was gasoline, but he could switch to propane. He had that set up. So there's propane tanks in your trunk. So don't get rear-ended.
Yeah, that was always the case with the first car I had, the Pinto.
Oh yeah, yeah. That
They get
exploded.
rear-ended.
The exploding car.
Boom.
I sat back there in back of my friend's Pinto. We went to Ensenada. I sat back there and got drunk with my this other guy. And we just looked out the back, and he kept losing his muffler. I remember we kept pulling over. He'd go out there, get his hot ass fucking muffler, and put it back on. But we're in Mexico. He says nobody gives a fuck about your muffler here, man. Just forget it, right? And he kept putting it back on. And so I'm sitting there. I'm getting more drunk, and there's the fucking muffler bouncing around on the road again. John pulls over. He's a big, tall guy, right? He goes lanky, like the fucking lanky guy, you know. And then we got to Ensenada finally, right? And I'm fucked up by the time we get there after all this shit, right? And so we get into the bar, and I have a tequila, right? I've been drinking whiskey, right? So, yeah, the spin, yeah, the room started spinning, right? Mouth watering. So I go out in the alley, and now there's these kids trying to rob me, you know, drunken, you know, gringo and shit. And I was trying to puke on them. I was using my puke as a weapon, right? And weird, I don't remember much after that. I woke up in that Pinto on the pier in front of my ship. John just left me in his car. And so I made it back, and I saw my shit. So that was my experience. And that thing was more Bondo than car, too. That thing was a piece of shit. Holy fuck. But beat walking. Mike, you got a bunch of those AMC cars too, huh?
Who, me?
Yeah. American
Yeah,
Motors.
my mom had some AMCs, a couple AMCs. Yeah. Well, tons of cars over my house, man.
Yeah, I remember that Maverick.
The Ford Granada.
Granada. I hardly knew her. Did you have Corinthian
Ford
leather?
Granada. Then the Duster. When I got the Duster.
Dusters are good. I had a Duster.
Yeah.
They fly. They can fly.
Sometimes they have catfish in them.
Sometimes. Yeah. Smells like fish. Yeah, there's flopping shit. Yeah. That was so funny. I opened the door and water came out and fish. Oh, yeah. Here it is. I found it. It was fine. I drained the oil. Yeah. Replaced it. Started right up.
Nice.
Well, didn't start right up, but like if I dumped the car now, I wouldn't know where. I don't even know where the battery is in the fucking thing. I don't know shit. Can't work on cars. Don't. Well, I can do little things. I can still do shit. I can do some stuff. Because there's YouTube videos. There's actually I have a thing that was wrong with my car. I found on. The guy had the same problem I had, and he bothered filming it, him fixing it.
Yep.
You know?
I fixed a lot of stuff that way.
Yeah.
As far as appliances,
Water tank.
water tank.
A guy set up a tripod and did the water tank. Of course, I had to watch him look for a tool and shit. It took like an hour and a half video. He didn't edit it. He just
Oh, wow.
and he talked periodically. But I was glad. I mean, it was all there. You just had to sit through it. So. It was nice enough to do it. I didn't complain. I gave him a thumbs up and a thanks, man.
I replaced my water tank just a couple of weeks ago.
You know what mine was, right? The switch was elevated above the fucking tank. That it's supposed to be down below it. Yeah. This thing was all fucked up. That's how the house was. That's how it was set up in my house. That's why. I learned a lot. I didn't have a check valve. It didn't have a check valve. Christ. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah, no wonder the thing went. It was funny. Andy told me, right? We're in the garage, we're drinking beer, right? The tank's making a weird noise. He says, hey, I think the bladder's fucking broken in your tank. He says, what's that? I go, I didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. We went over there. He opened that thing on the top, and rusty water came out, where should have been just air. I went, yeah. He says, your bladder broke. You got to get another one. So I got another one. And I just put it in the way it was. Like, I didn't bother doing anything else. I just swapped it out. And then after I saw the guy's video, I said, oh, this is why I'm buying one again. I see. Yeah, I learned a lot of shit. That was fun.
Home maintenance. I got to do a bunch of home maintenance this week.
I ain't got
good weather. We got good weather. It's a good time to do it.
Yeah, what you got to do?
I got to pull off a bunch of rotten boards and replace them, and probably do a bunch of work on the frame, which is probably rotted underneath.
Under your house?
In my house, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you had the floor up. You didn't.
Yep.
So you're going back down in there?
No, not the same thing. No. These are trim boards. Trim boards that are rotten, completely rotten.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to get to them because I've been too busy. And then it's like when the weather's good enough to do that, because when you pull something off, you're going to see other stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
And so you don't do that in the middle of winter. Do it in the spring when it's raining and sleet and hail, and you don't do it in the fall when it's 30 degrees and raining, and
yeah,
when it's good weather you're working so hard you don't have time to do it.
I know. Yeah. That's why I don't have a house no more. It's a big reason. That big long list of shit to do, I sold it. Giant monkey off my back, huge. Yeah. I can't tell you how great that felt. That last drive out of that neighborhood and shit, knowing I never have to drive in there again. It was great. I was because going out on Snake Hill Road was like a crapshoot, taking a left. It was a blind corner. Everybody did 50, 60, 70 on the thing, So I said, once we get it this last time out, but I made it. Yeah, okay. That was it.
Need help over there? No. Hold on.
Where's George today?
I don't know, man. Usually at least he'll text. You guys try and text him somebody. I did, but I did nothing. He's got to be doing something else. But usually he says something, He'll at least text and say, I emailed him. I don't know.
So, all right. So, I'm watching this cool series about this guy who's selling apartment units on the moon.
Yeah.
He's got this whole sales team, and the whole thing's a scam, right?
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is it's set in the 1950s version of the future.
Yeah.
So it's like all these 1950s cars, but they don't have wheels. They're floating on the road. And
the Jetsons and shit.
It's like, but it's all in 1950s like style,
Yeah.
It's
really I like
cool.
that style.
Yeah, this thing is really cool.
I like that.
You can probably find some scenes from it on YouTube or whatever. It's called Hello Tomorrow. It's on Apple TV.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, but you might be able to find some of it on YouTube because people always put stuff on YouTube.
I looked. There's a couple of things they have, and I've tried buying a DVD, and it seems they got it locked up pretty good. It's impressive how they got that shit bottled up. Yeah, like there's a Tom Hanks movie, right? The Greyhound. I wanted to see that, but it's been on Apple TV, and it says, eventually it'll be out here with DVD. As far as I know. Maybe I should look now, see if it's out. But
sometimes it's on one station, and then it's not on any other stations, and then you'll never see it, unless you buy it.
What's in the Olympics?
Been watching the Olympics, yeah.
Fucking you watching basketball? The men's basketball? They are fucking great. The very first one was 92. This is weird. Yeah, you think a lot of people. I remember what you said last week. It's just boring. They're blowing everybody out, right? And that's what they thought. It says, everybody's going to get discouraged, and we're just going to get a gold medal, but nobody's going to give a fuck. It was the opposite. People were flocking to it, right? Like all these other, like everybody.
Oh yeah, that first dream team.
Yeah, Magic Johnson, Ed Jordan, Larry Bird, fucking
everybody on the same team.
Yeah, Magic Johnson had AIDS. That was his first year. Everybody knew it, and they'd still play with him. They didn't give a shit, right? They didn't buy the fact that like spit and blood, because that was still a rumor. Like, and it's not fuck that. I don't even care, that was wonderful, and the response was great. And one guy, I think it was Croatian. They said he had enough skills that he might be in the NBA. He might be NBA material, and they shut him down. Right? They shut him down. He was like so you could see he was just frustrated. He didn't get like anything, and they eventually he ended up getting drafted. Eventually, he ended up playing for the NBA, but they shut him down. Then they do pick him up once in a while. If you get a guy that's really good, the one to watch was Croatia. That was close. They were ahead a lot of it, but then in the end they just, we won by 3. That was exciting shit. Now we're playing France.
They asked the opposing teams, like, because it used to be just amateurs, and they asked them, "Are you, do you think this isn't fair? Having." These professionals, the guys are like, "Are you kidding me? I can't wait to play with these guys. These are my heroes."
Yeah. There's
but
a lot of
probably going to lose. He's like, "Yeah, of course I'm going to lose."
They were like signing autographs. Like one guy, he's losing his ass off. He's on the sidelines taking a picture of fucking, everybody. It's just like, it was like, now we've got like the kids from then, right, are up now playing, and they're a lot better. I mean, like the world went, wow, basketball is pretty cool. And now, so we're getting some serious competition now. Like, Croatia. We play in France next for gold. In France. This is going to be fucking great. I don't know. This has been wonderful. And I watched more.
I've been watching it on Peacock. So it's all the sports they don't show on primetime.
Yeah.
All the other sports. Equestrian, archery, judo, all that other stuff.
Yeah. I've been doing YouTube. I've been watching a lot of archery. I watched some archery. Now I've got archery going back. Like before. Okay. I watched women's. There's an Italian girl who wins every year, like in Vegas and shit. I'll send you one. Like I finally got one where they don't freeze. It seems to me that they drop way early. It seems, right? But they're not, of course. Obviously, they're getting fucking 10s. Right. So what do I know? But still, it's just like. They see like wow they know exactly when it's gone after they lose they know when it's clear. It's weird.
Well, the thing like sometimes I shoot that like open-handed with my compound bow. I shoot open-handed, and as soon as you let go, the arrow goes and then the bow just kind of falls over.
I mean the recurve.
With the weights. They shoot recurve that way, but they can do that because there are stabilizers on the recurve.
Yeah. It's still
so they can do that. They can hold an open hand, and they don't have to. The thing isn't going to move until once the string goes forward. That's when it falls over. The arrow's already gone.
Well, what I got to see because it wasn't professional filming, and like the minute they loose, they show the target, right? They don't show really much that happens afterwards. They were staying on them longer, and I got to see the drop. Because I was like, I'll stay on that for a second. I want to see what the fuck. I see something's happening, but they kept cutting away to the target, And I finally found a video where they were staying on it longer, and I was watching that with the weight, and it comes down to the side. Like I said, I always just froze. I was always taught to freeze. Plus it was it's one motion with us. They don't do that. They have they can hold it. They can hold the recurve.
Yeah, they're shooting really light bows.
Yeah,
they're shooting like 40, 45 pound bows. The men are.
Yeah,
and
the target's right. We're not trying to kill anything with them. I guess
so they freeze. They got sights on them.
Well, that's what I mean. They're holding it. So I could never hold mine like that. Oh, I just thought, shaking. You showed me that. You said make that circle. I think that was your trick.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. I mean, all I had to do was down at the range too, like at the gun club. All you have to do is say, ask somebody, how do you shoot this thing, and boom, you got all these people who really know what they're talking about. That's how I learned everything.
Some guys who don't.
Well, it becomes apparent. I mean, I'm gonna talk to the guy who gets a 25 every time, not the guy who got the 5. Right. Plus, they don't come up anyway. I mean, that's just not. Yeah, that doesn't.
I had a guy down at your archery your club there. And I was shooting my black powder rifle, and I always shot 100 grains, right? I killed a lot of deer with it. And this guy comes up to me, and he's the expert. He's the club's expert. He's like, no, you should only be shooting 80 grains. It makes you way more accurate and all this stuff. And so I listened to him, you know.
Yeah.
And then I shot a deer and I shot it in the shoulder and it didn't penetrate.
Ah.
Like,
Well,
what the
yeah. You know, there was a bar there.
Yeah. So their expert was full of shit. I went back to shooting 100 grains because I was deadly with it. I didn't need his advice, but he was an expert, so I thought I'd listen to him because he's an expert.
Yeah. Well, I had the guys over there. I never got a 25, but I got plenty of 24s, and it was all because of them. You know, I had some kind of mental block. Like the 25th, if it was the 25th one and I hadn't missed anything, you could have laid that clay pigeon at my feet and I'd have fucking missed it. You know, I swear to God, it was almost a relief when I missed the first or second one because my head was just clear then. Then I did bam, 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 bam. You know, yeah. There was something wrong.
I watched a bunch of the women's skeet shooting, Olympic skeet shooting. That was fun. Watched the gold medal round. They had to have a shootout because they had a tie.
Yeah.
And they kept shooting and they kept going around until
it's like
one
ping
of them
pong.
missed.
Until you make a mistake, when are you gonna fucking make a mistake? We had two girls at Smithfield that went to the Olympics. They were twins.
Is that right?
Yeah, the Anderson sisters. I shot with them.
Wow. Nice.
They lived down the street. They were like guests. This was before we let women in. Women
Didn't
now,
look like they had. Like I texted you. It didn't look like they have the full recoil of a 12 gauge. You know, they were just like kind of going.
Well, I think it's the composite material. I've shot some pretty big things that are modern, and they don't kick at all. And it's not the ammo; it's just the composite material. It's like they the springs inside. I don't know somehow, because I had the same caliber, and I had one of those. What's the one everybody wants to ban? AR-15, right?
Yeah.
When I shot that, and it's a big bullet, right? And I was ready, you know, I was like thunk thunk thunk. I went, Jesus, right? And I grouped. So it's modern shit. Yeah, if you get something old, you know.
Or an animal gun.
Anyway, I don't think it's the ammo. It might be like I used to buy like the cheapest bird shot they had. You know, that's all you need. And it didn't cost nothing. I remember I used to get a case. Yeah, they were dirt. I don't remember. It wasn't worth reloading. Not those.
Right.
Maybe 25 millimeter, like exotic shit, like 25 millimeter and shit. Those were expensive. But 22 is like I could get a barrel of them for like $10, you know.
Right.
And 25, you put a 25 and a 22 together. So I don't know. I can't really, you know, it's a fucking difference. You get the gun where you can buy ammo by the bucket. You know, 22s. You'd be so bored. You know, I mean, after I sight one and I get everything working, I'm bored with it. Now I'm hitting the target. I say, okay, fucking, you know, so I'm going to go home now.
Yeah, there was a guy at your club that had an Anschutz biathlon rifle. You know, the skiing, they cross-country skiing, then they shoot.
Yeah.
And he let me shoot that, and at the 100-yard target, you couldn't see the dot unless you're looking through the scope, right?
Yep.
And he was just using off-the-shelf 22 long rifles, bullets. And the first one I put this far to the right. So then I aimed that far to the left, and I went right in the center, and then every other one went right in the same hole. I was like,
dialed it in.
I never shot like that. I was never that good. It was all the gun, you know, but with just off-the-shelf bullets, you know.
There was the Israelis got a new handgun. I forgot the name of it now, but that was like that. All this composite material. It wasn't like the Desert Eagle. They got rid of the Desert Eagle because that fuck. Right. What the fuck? And this other one, the one they got, I was gonna buy one, but it was really, you know, because it's Israeli and it was expensive. So, but it you know, shot like a dream. Remember that 45? We were shooting that all. I didn't hit paper till the third, fourth day. You know, I don't know where those bullets were going. You know what I mean? You after a while, it took all week.
You know what's? I got a funny story about that. I probably told you about that. Remember John Wallace? Remember Duncan's father? He was in the Navy.
Okay, yeah. The oxygen tank.
40 years, right? 39 years. He's going to take the hippies shooting and show them how to shoot.
Uh-huh.
So I brought my little Target 22 single shot rifle.
Sure.
And Steve Boucher had never shot anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he pulls out his service pistol, that 1911 45,
Yeah, those things.
and he's shooting, trying to hit the can. He's not hitting it. He gives it to Steve, tells him what to do. Steve hits it first shot.
Yeah, he should
goes-
just stop then.
Wow, that wasn't that bad.
Ah, Steve, yeah.
What's the big deal? That's easy. I couldn't hit it. I couldn't hit it. John couldn't hit it. But Steve, and then do it again. He does it again, and he does it again. It was like,
Oh, now that's real.
So John grabs the gun and puts it away. He's like, that's it.
Ah,
So then he pulls out his 7mm and he's trying to shoot this Budweiser can.
Hmm.
Right? He's shooting at something. I go, and I got the 22 target rifle. It's about 85 yards out.
yeah.
John, what are you trying to hit? He goes, that Budweiser can out there. He's shooting and shooting. I was like, that Budweiser can? That one?
The one I just got.
He took the gun, threw it in the truck. He was all done shooting.
Huh.
Got back in his truck. He's done.
Oh, what a douche.
Well, he wanted to show the hippies how to shoot, but we both outshot him.
Yeah, we didn't. I
Sorry,
remember
Chief.
We talked them into buying targets. So let's buy targets that the ones where you, like there were 5 targets. You get the first 4 down, and you hit the last one, and it
Yeah,
would
those
reset.
are cool.
Right? But that was great. I could do that all afternoon, but they closed it down. They said it could ricochet back. And it's all right. It was back to paper. So
I've got one for 22s, and
yeah,
it just spins.
yeah. You don't have to do nothing. You just
It's fun.
it's
you
great.
just- it's like plinking cans and bottles without all the debris,
Yeah.
broken glass and shit.
Well, that was against the rules for sure. You couldn't take any,
Yeah.
But I mean, this thing was permanently planted over there by the berm, but they wanted it out.
Shit.
There was somebody. It's probably that expert with the black powder. It was that guy.
That guy.
That was fun. I used to love the meetings. I went every week, every month.
Yeah.
And there was a bar, and there was a Pledge of Allegiance, and we're getting well-oiled, new business, old business, right? And oh man, when we got to new business, we were fucked up by then, right? So it would be like, let's all get T-shirts for everyone. And I'll second that, and approved, right? So anyway. The next meeting was what we talked about last time. Like, we're going, what the fuck were we thinking of this? So we're doing away with old business, and then by new business, we're doing other foolish shit.
That's funny.
I used to get approved. It was the best time to ask him for money to go to Dick's to buy targets for the archery, right? And it says,
Nice.
I want to buy toys, and he says, I second that, and everyone approved. And then, of course, you do it before the next meeting, and then. There wasn't a lot, I want $150 just to buy a deer or something to shoot at, or I need some styrofoam or targets or whatever.
Didn't they
I'd love
eventually
that.
have a 3D course?
Huh?
Didn't they eventually put up a 3D course over there?
Yeah, there was one. Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, we need moose shit. It was funky. It was a little path that went after the trap range. It was like a little path that went up through there. Yeah, it was like miniature
fun.
golf for archery. This is-
Golf for archery. It's like golf, only cool.
Yeah. That's yours. That's what you said. I remember this stuff. Yeah. It's like putt golf, only cool. Yeah.
We used to do that every weekend. Every Sunday we'd go to a shoot somewhere in southern New England.
I just did it there. That was so much fun. I
like shooting stuff. I've been shooting my recurve. I've been shooting the recurve I bought when I was 12, 45 pounds.
I used to get
so out of shape.
You showed me. I remember when you showed me. You had me grouping like right away. Right, my dominant eye learned everything that day. Right, and I carried it on. I used to do archery and you saw it like at the field day every year. I did the little kids. I'd sit there like it's supposed to be like 5 shots for $1. I just let them keep going until they got a balloon or something, right? And I got them doing it too. I got little kid, and the best thing was I had one of them little kids that come back with another $1. They got another $1. I said, oh fuck that, keep your $1. Come here, right? You just shoot until you had enough.
Right. Looks like Mikey got bored with our conversation.
Oh, he's just I don't know. He said he's got an 11-year-old Apple computer.
What the?
Might
Thought
be
he had a new
time.
computer. What happened to his new one?
I don't know. He said that's what he was using. I didn't
So
know.
I bought this unit to digitize my slides and negatives.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be able to transfer it to your computer.
Yeah.
My computer doesn't see it.
What are you using? Windows
11.
Ugh.
I tried it with the Linux. It didn't see it either. So I'm sending it back. It's a piece of shit.
What is it?
Chinese piece of shit.
Who made it?
I don't know. Some Chinese company.
Probably be a way to get it to work, but
Yeah, I don't know.
what do you got? Slides and shit.
Yeah.
I think if
I
you go
found
to
these
Office
slides.
Max, they'll do it.
Where?
Office Max. Might be
Yeah.
just.
I called this one company. It was going to cost as much. That's why I bought the thing, because it costs as much as the unit to have them done. So I said, "Fuck it, I'll just buy the unit, and then I can do all my, film and everything."
Are they like negatives and shit? Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up just never happened.
I found these slides. What I did was, when Dan Butterworth told me I couldn't work there anymore, I'm still working there. But he said, that's it. Come Christmas, after the Christmas season, you're done.
Huh?
He wouldn't,
Yeah, he wouldn't.
leave me alone. Like, so the minute he was out of the shop, I had borrowed this camera, and I took pictures of the shit I made
Mhm.
from my portfolio. Right?
Yep.
Took slides, and I just recently found them. Thought I had lost them.
Yeah.
So I want to get them so that I can put them on my website.
I always thought that would be like, not for anything, but I mean, if you did a YouTube channel, you should like make a marionette, and get like 1 million hits and followers and shit. Just be the marionette guy, and sell them too. Said, look, I made this. I've got like 8 videos of me building this fucking puppet. Now it's for sale. If I had a skill like that, if I could actually do something like that, I'd do that. I don't have a shop.
I've always been, that's always been in the back of my mind as a thing I'll do someday if I get old and I can't work no more.
It gets
I
a
can
car
do
to
puppets.
fill what you do now.
But turns out like my lower back's going on me. Last week I spent 5 days on my back.
That's why you need to be making content that takes no back. It doesn't do anything.
Because holding a marionette out like that, probably, I don't think I should do that anymore.
Oh no, not make a puppet show, but make a puppet.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, make that Viking lady with the shields. That was a kid show. There were little kids there.
We were at some. It was what they call a showcase where all potential clients from all different areas would come. You do a short little version of your show, and everybody performs, and then they pick out who they're going to hire for the next season.
Yeah.
And then after you go out in the lobby and you answer questions and shit. And these are all school people, and Dan is describing all the actions of the Viking lady, right? And he goes, and with this string you can make the tits shake.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
just happened that the entire place was quiet for that phrase.
Ah.
And everybody heard tits shake.
Yeah.
And they all looked at him.
Yeah. And there was an echo.
Yeah, it's great. Tits shake. And then
Tits.
I'm not sure we got much work out of that one.
Yeah, it's tough trying to figure out what to do. I mean, when your back's, that's
what am
why
I
I
going to
do
do
what
with
I
the
do.
next part of my life? I don't want to work with big pieces of wood anymore.
I said to long time, 03, it was 03. After my back surgery, he says, where can I work where I don't have to work? That's the only thing I could come up with was security.
Yeah.
I'll just watch your shit, Yeah, I can't. I still can't. I forget sometimes, and I pay. I pay daily. I got a shoulder thing right now, a physical therapy. I think it's a mouse shoulder. They changed the height of the. It's a long story, but it's because of at work. I think the thing is stupid. Is what they did. They moved the fucking table, and now like this, and like in a week, I was like, what the fuck, right? And now you got to figure out what you've been doing to get there, because this is all like a mystery,
Yeah.
But yeah, I got it. There's physical therapists. I can't say enough nice. Jesus, go straight to them.
Yeah.
Turns out there's like people who actually get the rotator cuff surgery, but you can like if you could just put this thing back where it was, it like gets close to this other bone and it pinches, right?
Yeah, I had that. And I went to physical therapy for that.
Which one did you do?
We got T-boned on this side.
Yeah. We had
And,
the one where you put your hands behind your back and then you bring your shoulders back. And like when I did mine, you just bring it to where you feel the resistance and then you back off. And then tomorrow when I do it, I'll be able to go a little bit further and then you back off. 'Cause a lot of people force it. They try to get all the way to get the whole movement, and then they actually make it worse. So,
Yeah.
And this is all because I've gone. I mean, I used to do everything wrong. Everything. I did everything wrong. That's why I had surgery. That was wrong.
That was wrong. Yeah.
That was wrong. Chiropractor was numero uno bad idea.
Yeah, don't go to a chiropractor. There's
That guy-
nothing. There's nothing about cavitating fluids in your spine that's actually going to help you.
No. You know, what's that other one? Holistic or whatever? It was like it's like poison. It's basically they used to go
Oh,
like
homeopathy.
yeah. And now it still exists, but they put like 1 part per billion, you know? I mean
Yeah, and they'll tell you the less that's in there,
Yeah.
the better it is.
Yeah. It's so fucked up, and you can buy it. This is
Sugar
a
pills.
thing. What the
They're
fuck?
just sugar pills.
A lot of it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's a hoax. The whole thing's a hoax.
Oh, it's bad, but it's poison.
It's not a hoax. It's the placebo effect.
Yeah,
If you
that,
believe in it,
yeah.
it works. You know.
If there's nothing there in the first place, or if you need physical therapy, but also if you just wait a while, the thing will resolve itself too. You know, I mean that's why chiropractors work, because it wasn't that bad in the first place. You know, so you did some fucking things, and then eventually it just healed itself anyway. If you'd stayed home, you'd been fine. Also,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
My case, I really did have a bulge disc, and they really did make it worse.
Yep.
And fuck. Anyway, I'll never do that. I always tell, don't do it. I had one guy listen, and he swears by it now. Says he was glad he met me. He was a tall guy. Tall guys got it the worst because they do them growing spurts growing up, and all those they all need to be stretched out. And generally, through your life, you'll find it. Like you've never done this before. You've never reached for something this way, and then and then you saw for a day or two, and that you've stretched the thing that happened when you were 12. So yeah,
I got growing pains when I was a kid.
They have that clock, you know what I mean? They measure just your movement, right? And then that's what they work on. And then by the end of the week, everything, all your growing spurt things are gone. You know, it's all stretched out. You never find them again.
I thought I had, because it happened around the end of summer, and Jerry Lewis used to have his muscular dystrophy telethon.
I remember that. Yeah. 24-hour TV. All right.
Yeah, so I was getting really weak and in a lot of pain because my bones were growing faster than my muscles, right? Stretching everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I had muscular dystrophy because he described and the thing was on. I'm like, oh, fuck. you know?
No. I don't want to be one of Jerry's kids.
Yeah. So I started just riding my bike and going up hills and just trying to, just push past it.
That helped.
It worked.
I did part of it.
Yeah.
When I went to the first time I went to one, she was doing it and she told me everything, and I went, oh, and it's been great. Just Jesus.
I learned some exercises for my upper back that I was having problems with, and I went to the physical therapist, and I learned exercises for that. It works pretty good,
There's one that feels great, but they'd say, all right, it was so like against the wall, right at the floor is an angle like this, right? You put your feet on it, right, up, and then you lean, right, and it gets the back of your calves, right, and it's like, oh, that's fucking good. They're all watching me, right? It says, don't do that a lot. They said we've already, they've got people who just, that's like, all right, that's today, right? Maybe if you want to do it again, because I'm doing this, I want to do this all day, right? But they know that. It's weird. They were watching, someone was watching me do it, and it was weird. I said, what, right? They said, and they told me. So I know that feels great, but don't build one at your house and do it a lot. Because
I've got an inversion chair.
A what?
Inversion table. Upside down, I can hang.
Oh, yeah? You got one of those?
Yeah.
Like, what's that stupid movie? Lawnmower Man thing? Remember Lawnmower Man?
I remember that part of it.
Well, they were in that circle. Well, they could go all over the place. Right?
Oh, that.
But this just goes upside down, so I like that thing.
It just, yeah, you lean back.
Oh.
And you hang from your feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like you can waterboard.
And it works pretty good. So like when I'm working in my shop, I can only work like about 4 hours before I can, my back and my everything just, so I get in that thing and stretch it all out, you know, and really feels good, especially on my legs, more than my back, you know.
Jesus, Mike.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
I'm doing what I did. I just fucking abandoned ship. Redid everything. I'd be like a god some nights. I go, why don't I get a real job? I go, oh yeah, that's right. I can make more money if I. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out what I can do. What the next, because you know I'm not going to be able to retire. You can't retire on Social Security.
Start a YouTube channel on making marionettes. Try it. You can't. It can't hurt. Or whatever you're doing. Your next wood project. Make a series of videos on that.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe Sequoia can help you edit and shit like that, or you can do it yourself.
Oh yeah.
The thing is like there's a lot of there's one guy, Camerata. You ever watch him? He's in.
No.
He does heavy equipment and like he just bought a new excavator. This whole time I've been watching him for years now. He's just been like buying them and fixing them and shit. You know, I mean, he's slowly and he's got like 2 million. It's weird. Like the comment says, I don't believe I just watched this guy work on his tractor for an hour. You know, it's just. Anyway, I guess that's it, Mike.
Yeah, well, good hanging. Nice to see you.
Yeah, it's good seeing
to
you
see
too,
your
man.
image on the screen anyway.
It says the call is about to end, but that could
It's
be.
about to end right now.
It's about to end right now.